All right, mathematicians, we are starting a new unit and it is all about estimation. Estimation is really helpful because it helps us for two things. Number one, it can help us check to make sure our answers are correct. And also number two, it can help us in the real world to do math quickly inside our heads. The first target we are going to be mastering in this unit is learning how to round numbers to their largest place value. You probably remember rounding from other school years, and you also know about place value because that was in our first unit. Before we start trying to master our first learning target, let's review some things that you already know. Let's go back to second and third grade when we first learned rounding. So for example, let's take the number 8. You need to decide which 10 8 is closest to. If we draw a vertical number line, we would have a 0 on the bottom and 10 on the top. And in the middle would be 5. And then 8 would be somewhere up here. So 8 rounded to the nearest 10 would be 10. But what if we had another number greater than 10? Let's say we have the number 23, and we need to decide what 10 23 is closest to. You need to picture, again, 23 on our vertical number line. 23 is between 20 and 30, and in the middle would be 25. 23 would be right around here, right? And I can look at my number line and I can see that 23 is closer to 20 than it is to 30. So 23 rounded to the nearest 10 would round down to 20. Now what happens when our numbers get even bigger? Let's say we have a bigger number, like for example 234. And we need to figure out which 100 is it closest to. Well, here's our vertical number line. 234 would be between 200 and 300, right? And in the middle would be 250. Where would 234 go? 234 would be around like right here, right? So we know that 234 would round down to 200. What if we had a different number? Like for example, what if we had 287? 287 would be like way up here, right? So 207 is closer to 300, so it would round up to 300. Mathematicians, I want you to notice that I am using this squiggly equal sign because a squiggly equal sign means approximately equal to or rounded to. So I rounded 287 to the nearest 100, so I used a squiggly equal sign. So let's go back to our learning target, which is that we can round any number to its largest place value. So for example, if we were to start with the number 563, the largest place value in this number is the hundreds place. So we would need to round this number to the nearest 100. So you can try to picture the number line in your head, or a shortcut is to look at the place value next door and ask yourself, is this number greater than 5 or equal to or less than 5? Since this number is greater than 563, that tells us we're going to round up. So 563 is closer to 600 than it is to 500. And just to show a picture of that, our number line would look like this. 500 down there, 600 up top, 563 would be up here, which is definitely closer to 600. Let's get a bigger number. So what if we had a number in the thousands? What if we had 2,342? Well, the largest place value here is the thousands place. So we need to see which thousand, let's move that over a little bit actually, which thousand is our number closest to? Our number is 2,332, so we're looking at between 2,000 and 3,000. 2,300, well I know that 2,500 would be in the middle. So our number, 2,300, would probably come in around here. And I can see that that is closer to 2,000 than it is to 3,000. So we rounded down. And you can confirm that by looking at the place value next door, which is a 3, which tells us to round down because it's less than 5. Let's see what happens when we have an even bigger number, like for example 40,063. We need to round to our largest place value, which in this case is the 10,000s place. So 47,000 is going to be somewhere between 40,000 and 50,000, right? Those are the two 10,000s that it's between. So is 47,063 closer to 40,000 or is it closer to 50,000? Well, I can look at the place value next door, and next door to my 10,000s place, I see a 7. That 7 is equal to or greater than 5, which indicates to me that I'm going to have to round up. 47,000 is closer to 50,000. Let's do an even bigger number. Let's go to the 100,000s place. Let's say we have 513,974. And we have to round to the largest place value. The largest place value in this number is the 100,000s place. So our number is going to be somewhere between 500,000 and 600,000. I need to decide which one it's closer to. So I can use my shortcut strategy. I can look next door at the digit next to my 100,000s place. And it's a 1, which is definitely less than 5. It's less than halfway between the 200,000s. So that tells me that I'm definitely going to have to be rounding down. So our answer would be 500,000. 513,000 is closer to 500,000.